Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Smack dab right in the middle of this pandemic. Hope this pandemic is treating you well. This message is brought to you by the No Comfort Zone, helping you get out of your comfort zone so that you can live on purpose. That's the big difference. So I'm taking a driver's safety education course because I speed or I get caught. So I finished taking that, but there is something, I learned a lot actually. I learned it's probably not a good idea to be podcasting, hands-free even in my car because it's a distraction. But it really is one of those things where I'm trying to multitask to capitalize on my goals and ambitions and my purpose, which is really to help you get where it is you want to go. But what I'm doing is, as I'm taking the test, I learned something there. Some professor in Hawaii mentioned that the majority of like road rage, where it comes from, is frustration from being able to accomplish goals. Now, it didn't say driving, it didn't say access, it didn't say freedom, it said goals. Wow, I couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks, Professor Dude from Hawaii, who contributed to the National Highway Safety Administration testing for drivers like myself in the defensive driving course. Whoever you are, thank you. I did pass with a 96%. Apparently, you're supposed to honk at animals before swerving off the road. I made that mistake. That's funny to me because on my way to and from, I drive on these country roads, and there is deer that jump up in front and fox. So apparently I'm not supposed to swerve. I'm supposed to slow down, honk, and hopefully they'll get out of my way. So maybe if I slow down, that'll help, and then I won't get these silly tickets anymore. But anyway, I'm on not suspension, that's scary. I'm on supervision for the next 180 days, and then I'll be good to go. So normally I get about a ticket a year. 1 year I got I think 4 in a row, but got out of them. Needless to say, I got to tighten up my driving because it's no laughing matter, no kidding. And if I ever want to become a professional race driver, I'm probably going to have to make sure that my driving record's good to go at 50. So frustration is amazing. That when I heard that word frustration, kind of like I talked about, if you focus on the color orange, you're going to start to see orange everywhere you go. And then if you change that dynamic and you start thinking about pink, you're going to see pink everywhere. Well, that's just it. So frustration, I'm picking up on the word frustration, and people that I work with, people that I know, and what people are saying on social media is the big number one thing is frustration. And it is because of lack of accomplishing goals. I am completely fascinated by that. That's what I've been saying for the past, since June, almost a year going on this podcast. This show, we've got about 200 and, I don't even know how many we got. We got 250 episodes, and I keep working on them to make them better. So that's where you come in. I need your help to help me contribute to a better podcast. So what I'd like to do is ask if you could go to Dan at the No Comfort Zone. Put in any topic that you want that's related to procrastination, time management, success, failure. Show me where you failed big. Show me where you failed really big and what success you had and how you got out of it. And let me talk about it on the show. I'll tie the blueprint to it and might even bring you up on the show sometime. Might actually interview you, depending on your story. So reach out to me for more interesting content coming from you, the listeners. But that frustration thing I find is happening everywhere, especially in the pandemic, because we're used to accomplishing our goals in a certain way, or we're used to not accomplishing our goals and finding excuses that are valid. Well, now it's interesting because everything has changed. So our idea of what excuses were good 90 days ago might not be relevant now, so we're getting frustrated. And we're also realizing that with less people in the workforce, especially where I'm at, you can't delegate as much. And mid-level management is having a hard time with actually owning the task that the juniors, I guess, were taken care of, the little day-to-day stuff. And that's, I think, where we thrive, is when you do it yourself. If you want to get something done or get it done right, do it yourself. If you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. It's the same. I think it's the same thing. This is just redefining our industry where I'm at. But what's it doing for you and your household and your home? Are you more efficient? It is actually, because I have more time on my hands, it's harder for me to exercise than it was before. My routine's off. So now I'm enhancing my routine and making myself just a little bit more uncomfortable and putting things, more stricter timelines on to get more accomplished. And I'm happy to say I'm getting accomplishment. I'm adding some muscle on. I'm losing a little bit of fat. Knees getting a little bit better. Way too slow for me. But in the end, my frustration levels aren't really there because I know every day what my goals are, and I know every day what I need to do in order to accomplish them. I don't accomplish them every day, obviously. But if I know that I can control a few activities throughout the day, I'll end up getting the better results than if I did nothing or if I just thought about it all day. Listen, your life's major goals and dreams, you want to have, let's just call it what it is. Let's say you want the big house. Let's say that you want the right neighborhood. Let's say that you want the car. You want I said it before, you want the watch, you want the bank account, you want the relationship. But this is the great part about life, is it ain't going to happen that way. It's just not going to happen. Consistency every single day over a long period of time is what success is. And then you'll be lucky overnight, after you do it for a few years. Take what I'm doing. I'm talking to you right now. And I remember when I got a few downloads and I thought this was amazing. I thought, oh my God, somebody listened to it. They must have made a mistake. And now it keeps growing, and every day it's jumping up higher and higher. And it's the numbers that I look at. I'm not looking at the pandemic numbers and when the curve is going to bend. I just know I need to take care of myself. I need to make sure I practice my social distancing, and I make sure that I abide. Make sure that I protect everyone else's interests and keep their head on straight. Really, realistically, I'm just putting my nose to the grindstone, and I'm actually putting the elbow grease in. And every day for me is when I can launch one of these out there and get it out to you, and that another listener can find out about it. That's success to me. And, there's no money generated from this. It's not my goal. It's not my ambition. What I call this is podcast therapy. I hope when you're driving into work, you're cutting the lawn, you're walking, you're sitting in your apartment, your house, no matter where you're at in the world, and you listen to this, and just enough of this is going to say, you know what? I'm ready to take the next step in my life. I'm ready to see that I'm worth more, that I could be more, that I could have more. Excuse me. And that I could do more. Sorry, that was be more, do more, and have more. And what I think is great about that is that once you take that first step, then the next step and the next step, it starts to work out really well for you and for everybody else around you. So my hope is I really would love for you to take this time and take this opportunity during the pandemic to decide what it is you want in life. Write it out. I know I'm happy and grateful that, and then write your goal in, whatever it is. I'm happy and grateful that I'm the top salesperson. I'm so happy and grateful at that I learned, how to do a new close today. I'm so happy and grateful that I've reached out to 75 people today when I was only working from this time to that time. I'm so happy and grateful that I found a way to bring my wife flowers today. Whatever it is, I'm so happy and grateful that I was able to call my kids today and just say, hi, I was thinking about you. Which reminds me, that's what I need to do as well. Truth be told, man, that's what it's about. It's a reality check. Nothing's going to change until you decide to change it and then take action, all right? 3 frogs sitting on a log. 2 frogs decide to jump off. How many are left? The answer to that, 3. Nobody took any action. They're still on a log, right? So, hey, I hope this podcast finds you well. I hope you realize the day-to-day is where the grind's at. And in that grind is where you get out of your comfort zone. And that's where you find your purpose. That's where you find your passion. That's where you bring it. And that's where people start to watch you. Do that over a really long period of time. Could be 30, 60, 90 days. Could be a few years, whatever it is for you, however your goal is. And just be positive, be optimistic, and keep working in that space where you're so happy and grateful that whatever you want's going to happen. It's right around the corner as long as you keep working for it. The only way that I know how to do it is using my blueprint, thenocomfortzone.com. Head over there, download it, watch the video. Let's connect. Let's see if we can help you get out of your comfort zone so you can live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web, at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye.